Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the round table. I'm here in the studio with Holly Kellum. Welcome, Holly.
Good to be here, Ben.
And today we are talking about the first arrests and prison sentence that have been made for people who posted online material about the recent UK riots. And we have this guy, Jordan Parler, who's been sent to prison for 20 months, apparently.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
And what did he say exactly?
Well, okay, so he made a post. We give a little bit of background as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the riots and why they happened, first of all?
Yeah, so there was a man who stabbed 3 girls who were attending a dance event, a Taylor Swift-themed dance event, and I believe they all were killed, but it was a really horrific attack, and this man was accused of being an illegal immigrant, which the police say is not true.
Okay.
But you know, he I believe his parents were from Rwanda, so not maybe a native or
not a native British person anyway.
Yeah.
So that's given rise to a lot of tension over illegal immigration in the UK and a lot of riots. So we now fast forward a little while to early August, and we have this incident at this hotel, the Britannia Hotel in Leeds, where there were about 200 or so asylum seekers staying, and there had been an attack on that hotel on the Saturday night. I think it was August 3rd, and then this guy who wasn't actually at the attack, he was at home at this time, this guy Jordan Parler, but he posted online on Facebook, every man and his dog should smash the F out of the Britannia Hotel. He posted this Sunday morning, and then he was actually arrested early on Monday morning, so very quickly.
Wow.
He was actually arrested, and he's now being sentenced to 20 months in prison on August 13th, which is just 10 days after he made the post, which...
Yeah, it's really fast.
In my mind, that's incredibly fast.
He did make a plea deal. Well, he pleaded guilty to it,
guilty.
which in
Maybe
my mind means he probably entered into a plea deal with the prosecutors.
Right. Yeah, perhaps we don't understand fully the UK justice system.
I'm coming from my American perspective here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The funny thing is, though, his post, it only got 6 likes. And he had 1,500 friends on Facebook. So potentially it could have been shown to those 1,500 people, but how Facebook works, it doesn't show every post to everyone. It shows it to the people who interact with you the most. So it might have only been seen by a couple of hundred people, although the judge said that he had a lack of privacy settings, which meant it was a public post, so potentially his friends could have shared it further. But actually it seems that they don't actually know how many times this post was shared, which should be public because it says how many shares you've got. So it's really unclear whether this post actually incited anyone to carry out a similar attack. I'm thinking probably not. It was probably more like him just thinking aloud, venting his frustrations on Facebook.
Yeah, I did see some UK officials saying that they were actually combing social media, though, and looking for posts about this. So I think, you know, his was probably swept up in that effort. But, you know, I think it becomes a question of, like, even if, you know, your post doesn't incite people to violence, should there be any sort of punishment for, you know, trying to incite people, or, you know, and the question also for me is, was he just expressing his feelings, or was he actually like saying, like, we should do this, you know?
Right. Well, undeniably, it was wrong of him to make that post. So I think probably most people can agree with that. But should he be getting 20 months in prison for it if it didn't cause anyone to actually act on it? I'm thinking probably not.
Yeah. I don't know how sentencing works in the UK, but it seems kind of, you know, extreme for, you know, the harm it caused, if there was any harm.
The lack of harm, yeah.
Lack of harm, yeah.
So there was another guy, Tyler Kay, who got 38 months in prison, which is 3 years and 2 months. And then there's another guy from Wales, Richard Williams, who was just found guilty of another similar offence. It seems the Wales guy was actually posting stuff in a forum, in a Facebook group that was called something like Riot, and it was intentionally, that one sounds a bit more like it was intentionally trying to organise people to riot. Whereas this Jordan Parler guy seems that he just sort of made a mistake. I don't know. Some of the details are not super clear about it, how involved he was in the riot. It's possible he had actually been in the riots, and because it said that he was resting with a broken foot or something, so maybe that was the only reason he wasn't attacking the hotel. We're not totally sure about that. But it's certainly that the sort of online surveillance of people and actually trying to give people real world punishments for online, you know, crimes or just opinions. It's kind of getting a little bit ridiculous in the UK, and there was this case a few years ago which is kind of has a connection to this, and that's Count Dankula, who shared a video of his dog doing a Nazi salute, or as much as a dog can, right? Do a Nazi salute. And he did it. He said that he did it to play a trick on his girlfriend. It was his girlfriend's dog. And it was actually a kind of amusing video that he put onto his YouTube channel. He actually, just for clarity as well, he says that his grandfather was Jewish and was in the Holocaust. So he's claiming that he's not a Nazi. He's claiming that he thought of the worst thing he could possibly think of, which was a Nazi, and to play a trick on his girlfriend, he trained the dog to do a Nazi salute with certain commands, like certain things that he was saying. And he actually got fined £800 for this video. He was found guilty of. I don't think we have this charge here in the US, but he was convicted of being grossly offensive, which I don't know. I don't think that
sounds very vague.
Is that a thing in America?
Well, not that I'm aware of. I'm not a lawyer, but
I mean, I thought freedom of speech here, it includes your right to be offensive.
Yes. Yes. Generally, yes.
Generally, it does, doesn't it? But anyway, get this. He was fined £800. He refused to pay it, and he said instead he donated £800 to a children's hospital. And then in 2019, so this happened in 2018. In 2019, the government seized the money electronically from his bank account.
Wow.
Just came in there and took
Orwellian. That's like the kind of thing they do in China.
It's crazy, isn't it? And he'd said he would go to jail rather than paying the fine. And they didn't give him the option. They didn't let him go to jail.
A false option.
They just stole the money from him.
Wow.
Or confiscated the money.
That's crazy.
So, the UK does have some pretty crazy examples. That is one in particular. I think these ones with the riots, though, to some degree, maybe justified. I don't know. There are some details that are a bit murky.
Yeah. I mean, look, there was, violence because of, it's not like he was just kind of like talking in general about, people shouldn't be able to come to this country illegally or something like that, more general. I mean, there actually was violence happening, and he mentioned a very specific hotel. I mean, I guess I could see that, but I think the sentence,
it's a bit long.
It's a bit long.
It's a bit over the top.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it doesn't really matter what we think, guys. What do you think? Leave your comments down below. All opinions are welcome. Yeah, let us know. And check out Holly's channel, Newspeak, where she analyzes how the media report on things. The icon will be above her head on the screen now.
And subscribe to the Roundtable.
That's right. Subscribe here if you're new. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.